Lopunny. The popularity on this Pokemon has made Game Freak decide, let's put leggings on this Pokemon. Okay, on a real note, Lopunny is not that strong, but its base speed is actually pretty good, though its abilities are definitely not the greatest. Then Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came and introduced its Mega form. When I tell you this Pokemon is strong, it's an understatement. Mega Lopunny is extremely strong. The fastest, if I'm not mistaken, Pokemon in all of Pokemon Champions. But its speed is not only its best feature. Of course, we have a base 136 attack stat, which is wild. And also, we have an entirely new ability that it was introduced with. An ability that doesn't allow this Pokemon to be attack debuffed and can hit ghost type Pokemon. The ability Scrappy. Now, this base 136 attack stat works wonders with moves such as close combat, destroying every single Pokemon that it comes across. Triple Axle, an ice move that does more damage per hit, up to 3 hits, taking out Pokemon like Garchomp and Dracopult. U-turn to get out of situations while dealing damage. And finally, if any Pokemon has this move, it's a huge advantage on your team. Fake Out. We all know this move, so with that known, I have assembled a team that I know this star of a Pokemon would work good on. Aerodactyl. This Pokemon is common at ranks of Pokemon Champions with supports of Tailwind and Wide Guard, plus an attack move to hope on R and Arceus for flinches. The next Pokemon is an interesting one that you barely see in ranks. Galarian Slowbro. This amazing Pokemon is meant to deal with rain or sun weather setters, Sneaslers, and any fairy type Pokemon. Well, how does that help Lopunny? This Pokemon actually has a 44% chance of going first every time it uses a move. It's due to its infamous ability Quick Draw. This ability is another Quick Claw, and it gives a 30% chance to activate. Now, if you pair that up with the item Quick Claw, your chances on going first multiplies, making it almost half the time you make a move, it's a single coin flip on you going first. The rest of the Pokemon are Shininsha, Milotic, and Basculegion. These 3 are pretty self-explanatory, and we're going to use this team to climb the ranks again since the rank reset to become the best in the world. Want to try the team? Here's the replica code. If you're new, hello, my name is KGR Nation, and the way I navigate these battles is the first one I do post-commentation, the next one I do live commentation, and so on forth. I'm done rambling. Leave a like, subscribe, and let's get on with the first battle. Okay, starting game 1, we see a Snow Setter with the potential. Is Mega Absol in the game? Regardless of the fact, they might start with Whimsicott and Garchomp, followed with Frostlass and Absol. So I'm going with Lopunny and Slowbro as my starters, with Milotic and Basculegions as the follow-ups. Corviknight and Arcanine take the field. I was not expecting that. Attack drop in play, and I'm not really scared of any of these Pokemon. But due to the attack drop, I go for a Mega Evolved Lopunny and U-turning out for the Milotic. We see a Flame Charge and a Pluck. Huh. Yeah, this might be a buy. So in that case,
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. The type of skits I'm on you wouldn't understand.
okay, we see a Trick Room team with Mimikyu, Girafarig, Crabominable as a main, Incineroar, and maybe Mega Blastoids. Of course, Tandemaus, but who cares? Due to the fact that there is Trick Room, Draco should not be used in this fight. But Lopunny, depending if Girafarig does come out first, is going to have a mismatch. Though, we could start off with Lopunny and Milotic just in case Incineroar does come out for some odd reason. And if they even bring out one-of-day ghost types, Milotic is going to destroy, Milotic will destroy Mimikyu, popping his Focus Sash. No, it wouldn't, because Girafarig's ability will stop priority moves. I still think it's viable. We could go for Slowbro for the Crabominable, and instead of Matcha Tea, we're going to go Mustard Choice Scarf. Why are we doing that specifically? Well, that Trick Room is going to end eventually, and we need a sweeper. So, it's always good to have Farigiraf and Crabominable. Did I just call it Girafarig? I just realized. I think I did. Now, we could instantly go for a close combat, but most likely is going to go for Protect Trick Room. So I'm gonna start off with U-turn, and I'm gonna try and Scald the Crabominable, though I already know what it's gonna do for the Protect. So I'm just gonna go straight into Farigiraf. So double it on Farigiraf. If it does not use Protect, I kind of sold the bag, but it's all right because I know it's gonna use Protect. All right, Mega Crab. I know it's going to use protect. It makes no sense not to use protect, because if it doesn't use protect, it's going to die. All right, yes, I had a feeling. Okay. Like, it made no sense not to use protect, and so it went for the protect. So we do that. You get great damage from a U-turn, that is. It doesn't look like it's physically defensive, which is perfectly fine. We could go straight into Slowbro. So Slowbro has a 44% chance for its ability to pop due to the quick claw advantage as well. Scald, still doing decent damage. Did we get a burn? Nope, but the berry has been popped. And a Trick Room is now in play. The Crab Abominable does not have any moves to kill Slowbro. Or it might have Thunder Punch, but I'm not really banking on the Thunder Punch. So I think the best option is just to double in on the Crab. Though what if it does have Thunder Punch and just one-shots my Milotic due to Iron Hands, Iron Fist? Do I want the Milotic to die? I think the best option is just to protect, just to see what it's going to do. Quick Claw did pop. Quick Claw did pop. He withdrew the Crab into Mimikyu. Okay, we pop. It's disguised. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Special defense drop as well. That is amazing. Mimikyu takes damage. Psychic. It doesn't kill. It does not kill. Okay, perfect. Now we could go immediately. Actually, we could go for a protect. Just in case it wasn't doubling on Slowbro, we need to keep Slowbro alive, or we need to keep our other Pokemon alive. And then we could go, should we just pop into Mimikyu? I think popping into Mimikyu might be the best option. Withdrew Farigiraf into the Crab. Why? Protect our Slowbro. And then we see a Scold. Why did it do that? I'm curious. Do we get a burn? We do not get a burn. We get a Shadow Claw. But you're slower regardless, which I'm not understanding. Why did you commit? So we could just immediately go back into the Crab. Slowbro should be... No, Slowbro is not slower than Crab Abominable. But we do have a chance for the Quick Claw to... The Quick Draw Pop this time. The Quick Draw Pop this time. That's great damage. Phenomenal damage. Phenomenal. That's not doing a lot. Phenomenal. Oh, why I keep saying it's fine. Scald comes in and takes out Mimikyu. This is perfect. The power of Slowbro is going insane, and plus we have one extra Pokemon in the background, and we see a forfeit. This person could not do anything with the pressure of Lopunny in the background doing close combat to destroy any one of their Pokemons, and Slowbro as an assistant. Okay, we have a mix of snow and rain team with Venusaur and Belly Bolts. I'm not sure what this team is. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we could start off with Lopunny with Draco, depending on which Pokemon they're gonna start off with for their snow, for the weather setup. Because if they start off with Frostlass, we could go for a Fake Out and Rock Slide to do insane amount of damage, or we could go for the same concept against Pelipper. They do have a Corviknight, and anytime I see Corviknight, I have to go Majestic. Actually, we're gonna go with Beyonce and Slowbro. It does more damage when it comes to the kill on the weather starters, since they're both weak to rock. Garchomp and Corviknight. Promise you, that's not what I expected, but this is not bad. What we could do is we could turn one triple axle and finish it off the Garchomp. And to be fair, I think we should just go straight into Milotic just to get the Icy one so I can get the +2. Though the problem is Heavy Slam. It might just one-shot Lopunny, but we'll see how it goes. Mega Lopunny is now on the field. We do see the triple axle. Great damage. As long as we get 3, 2. Oh my, great damage. The rough skin did do a lot. It did about 30%, a little like 26% of damage. That's perfectly fine. Do we see a Heavy Slam? A Body Press, that's what I meant. And we do, and we're down. Unfortunate. I thought it would go for a Tailwind or some type of setup, but it didn't. Unlucky. It's not bad. We could go straight to Slowbro. We could go for the Icy Wind. Venusaur. Okay, so we're actually gonna go straight for the Psychic. We're gonna go for a Protect just to see what moves it's gonna use. So the Quick Draw does pop. We see a Protect on Milotic. The Psychic is in play. It should do a lot of damage. Okay, that's great. What did we see? Earth Power. Was not expecting that. Did it double it on Slowbro? Okay, they did it double it on Slowbro. Perfect. Okay, so we could go straight into a Protect, and then we can Icy Wind, getting a +2, and while killing the Venusaur. The Quick Claw pop this time. Oh my gosh. but we went for Protect. That's fine. Do we see a Giga Drain on the Venusaur? We do see Giga Drain on the Venusaur. We know only whoa, that did a lot more than it's supposed to. Was that max? It was probably max. And then we see an icy wind. Venusaur evaded the icy wind. That's not good. And then what's called mirror armor, but we got the competitive, and we see an iron defense. Okay. Iron defense is not a problem due to the fact that I have 2 special attacking Pokemon. This is literally not a problem. This is a huge problem now. He has to decide who he wants to kill, Slowbro or Milotic. I think I should go in and maybe go for 1 more icy wind just to get a +4. Is this greed? It's 100% greed because I'm relying on the quick claw pop. Unfortunately, we did lose 1 Pokemon. I think I should just go for the Scald. I think I should just get as much damage as I can. Giga Drain, we did not get the pop, unlucky, and Slowbro is not the fastest. Wow, that Giga Drain and healed for a lot. We should have just went for the protect. We should have just played it safe. Slowbro is not the fastest. We see an Iron Head. Iron Head did not go for it, but did we get a flinch? We do not see a flinch, and Psychic does come through and finish off Venusaur. We should have went for the Protect. The Protect definitely was the best play. Healing up all it can, but we do have our final Pokemon with last respects. Iron Head cannot do anything to this Pokemon. Just the fact this, Belly Bolt. I think we should just double in on the Corviknight, though I don't think Corviknight would take a lot of damage from last respects, but I do think doubling on the Corviknight is the smartest play. Actually, no. Belly Bolt is very slow, so we're gonna actually kill the Belly Bolt instead. The claw does pop, but it doesn't really actually that mattered. That definitely mattered. Sidearm doing good damage. Do we get a poison? We do get a poison. I think it's like a guaranteed poison or something like that. No, it's not guaranteed, but this is a great amount of damage. We get a last respects. Last respects 100% kills. Now, what will the Corviknight do? Will it finish off the Slowbro? It should finish off the Slowbro. It does finish off the Slowbro. Okay, y'all are probably thinking it might be better just to go for the Corviknight doing a good amount of damage, but I don't know, because I feel like if that Pokemon gets charged up enough, then it's gonna be extremely bad. Iron defense, yep, keep boosting that defense. The problem is if it has Roost, because it didn't show Tailwind. If it does have Roost, we do have a high chance of losing, because all it has to do really is just keep Iron defensing and roosting. It does have Roost. GG's. We just got stalled out. Nothing we could do about that. We definitely should have doubled in on the Corviknight. Well, I have to forfeit. Okay, here's the next match. We have a Sun team, so my instant starters are Lopunny and Slowbro with Aerodactyl and Basculegion. As expected, they started with Charizard and Venusaur. Now, the plan is to go for a fake out on the Venusaur and let Slowbro finish off the Charizard. Quick Claw has popped, and now we see the amazing Mega Lopunny. Mega Charizard is also in play, going for a fake out, doing great damage, and Charizard gets taken out with the Power Gem. King Gambit takes the field. Triple Axle is active, outspeeding the Chlorophyll Venusaur. Venusaur goes down, though we do get destroyed by Kotao by King Gambit. Draco and Corviknight take the stage. Close Combat destroys King Gambit, but it goes down to a body press. Basculegion in play, Rock Slide, plus Last Respects takes out the final Pokemon. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and have a nice day.